Okay. And did they make you immediately as an
The weird thing is this. Odd thing is that back then, I just got embraced, and they just said he's NLR now. And the reason they said that is because there's some cats that were NLR from my neighborhood, and they're the Thorpe brothers.
Okay.
Ricky, Rob, and Ronnie. All right? And I knew a couple of them cats on the street. I knew Rick. They were in and out of prison when I was young.
Right.
But I knew Rick, and I was just on the streets with him. Now all these guys are long gone. Two of them I think are dead. One I don't know where he's at. He's in another state somewhere.
Right.
You know, but these guys were hardcore. They're riders, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I was just on the streets with Rick Thorpe. Bucking was hanging out, running around the streets with him. And he was in NLR. He got out and he was straight up. Just done a big term. And a homeboy of mine, Mike Einel, who's dead now too.
So being able to drop that name.
Yeah, I was already embraced, bro. By the South Bay Cats, I was already there. Like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's in NLR. Yeah, he's in NLR. There was just no question.
Right.
Oh, he's in NLR. Oh, okay. And then I booked that dude, did that crazy move there. Oh yeah, that's my homeboy.
Okay.
You know, so in.
Right. So now let's talk about the politics once you're in.
Yeah.
So you're in now,
Yeah.
right? And obviously, you know, like you said, there's a lot of pros that come with that,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of cons.
Well, the cons are this: is in race wars, you got to be the first to go, bro.
Okay.
You got to if you're representing.
Right.
So, and this could be something started by some bullshit. Usually it'll start over some dude like maybe like some black dude will smash a guy in the kitchen. A couple guys will jump him in the kitchen. They'll have words over a thing. A lot of shit drama comes out of the kitchen.
Okay.
Because each job is in California the way that it's all racial. It's the most racial prison system in California, in the States.
Right.
It's so racial. You wouldn't
sure.
think of that just
Yeah.
because the streets are so diverse. But the prison system, it's all race-based. Rigid race-based shit. But job numbers are, it's a white number, and there's Southern Mexican number, Northern Mexican number. These are like, that's your job. Like white barber, you're not just a barber. You're the white barber, or you're the Southern Mexican barber, or you're the other barber, which is
Cambodian, Laos,
and Paisas. Back then, the
Paisas.
Paisas used to fall in. Now they got their own category now. But back then, they fell as other Hispanic.
Okay.
Northerns had their own. You know? And you can only cut hair of certain folks. Like if I was a white barber, I could only cut white hair and Southern Mexican hair. That's it.
That's it.
So I do Sureños and white dudes. That's it. You know? And
same thing with
so,
the same thing with gambling and all that stuff.
Well, no. You can gamble on tables, but we didn't play a lot of sports with Norteños and blacks.
Okay.
And the reason we didn't is because you call foul. It just creates wars.
Right, and because that's the allegiance, like you guys in
Yeah.
Sureños.
You know some of the cats are cool. You came up with them.
And the blacks.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. The Norteños and the Bloods.
Oh, okay, the Bloods.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, this is back then. I don't know how things are now, mind you, but back then it was Norteños and Bloods. Yeah, definitely. And there was another thing over there too. Is a faction of the Northerners broke off, and they're the Fresno Bulldogs.
I heard of them.
And they're deep.
Yeah.
And they have their own little thing too. But you see these dudes, they got like 14 on them. They look like Norteños, you know what I mean? But they're not. They're viciously against them. You know?
Okay.
We can get into some of that later on, some cork and shoe.
Yeah.
It's just some weird shit. But yeah, so where were we?
I was asking you about kind of the politics, and then even if you want to incorporate like some of the structure, you know, like your mindset.
So
maybe.
back then, the structure on NLR was loose.
Okay.
Very loose. And it was like, it was very loose.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like, it didn't get structured until like late 90s.
So there wasn't really a hierarchy, more so a band.
When you had like seniors, there wasn't a lieutenants and captains. There were seniors, and it was just like older dudes that were considered seniors.
Okay.
You know? And me personally, like when I was in NLR, I just didn't see them as like people that were senior. I didn't give them that ride. Because they had to kowtow to the AV. So it was like,
Okay.
we all kowtow to the
Right.
same folks. You ain't no more senior than me. You know what I'm saying?
So
Like,
what does that mean? That means that you have to
you
be
got to defer.
okay. Whatever they say.
Yeah. So yeah, we're in a little gang in our own structure, and some of them cats don't like the idea of dudes being NLR, and that kind of came to a head later where there were factions
Okay.
of NLRs that split,
Okay.
two different ones, and
Okay, so there was never really like a yearning to be on top of the NLR. It was more about the
yes,
bridge to the
that's
AB.
exactly. So if you aspire to like be anywhere, that's where you're going, and eventually it happened for me. You know,
Okay.
eventually it happened to me.
Okay.